Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Carolyn Schwarz, and I am CEO of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas. Thank you all for being here virtually today for our 6th annual Red Shoe Luncheon. And thank you to our generous sponsors. You'll be hearing more about our sponsors later today, but I do want to say a very special thank you to our presenting sponsor, RetailMeNot. Even though we aren't able to physically gather in the same room, as I was getting dressed this morning, I was just so happy to put on my red shoes and my Kendra Scott jewelry, knowing we would be together today. I hope that some of you are also enjoying that special mimosa recipe that we shared leading up to today's event. And if not, you can find it in the comments section. If you've got your red shoes on too, I hope you'll post your own photos and tag us on social media using hashtag Red Shoe Luncheon. You may be wondering where I am right now, and if you look around me, you'll see that I'm actually right here in the Ronald McDonald House in one of our guest bedrooms. That's because while many of us are home due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're becoming Zoom meeting experts, overnight homeschool teachers, and long-distance neighborhood walkers, at Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas, pediatric medical crises haven't stopped, and we are still open to provide essential services for families with ill and injured children. While we had to stop checking in new families at the Ronald McDonald House on March 21st because of health and safety concerns, we still have 19 families staying here right now, relying on the house as their home away from home, where they can rest and find a meal while their child receives medical care. Just like one family who was in a traumatic motor vehicle accident. Both the 5-year-old son and mom are being treated in 2 different hospitals. The father goes back and forth between the 2 hospitals every day, while his parents, the grandparents, are caring for their other young child. With a limit of 1 visitor per child at the hospital, the Ronald McDonald House has become an even more important place as a refuge for parents when they're not able to visit together. Inside the hospitals, some of our Ronald McDonald family rooms are still providing families with a place to sleep. While our volunteers aren't able to push our Happy Wheels carts through the hospitals, we are still stocking them with supplies that are being distributed by hospital workers in 2 Central Texas hospitals. And we are still providing financial assistance for burial services for families experiencing the traumatic loss of a child. This year, Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas celebrates serving our community for 35 years. And in that time, nearly 29,000 families have relied on our organization. And even now, as we are all surrounded by uncertainty, when a family has a child who needs medical care, we keep that family close to their sick child. We feed them, we shelter them, and we provide peace of mind, all for no charge. So today, in the midst of so much change, I'm so grateful and pleased to announce that any gift for the 6th annual Red Shoe Luncheon will be doubled. Our goal today is to raise $115,000 in support of our families, and thanks to Yakman Asset Management, all gifts up to $20,000 will be matched. We have the donate link below and in the comments for you to access at any time during today's luncheon. And it just wouldn't be the Red Shoe Luncheon without, well, red shoes. And we love seeing all your red shoes posted on Facebook. So right now, I'm excited to announce the first 3 winners of 10 pairs of red shoes. And don't worry, if you're a lucky winner, we're going to reach out to you directly to plan how to get you your shoes. So let me grab my bucket and let's see who the first winner is. Our first winner is Mary Evans. Our second winner is Aaron Pearson. And our third winner is Beth Lee. Congratulations to our first 3 winners, and thank you for joining us to surround our Ronald McDonald House Charities families with love today. Now I'd like to introduce you to this year's Red Shoe Luncheon Chair, longtime RMHC supporter and the most kind, flexible leader for this year's event, Elisa Martin, who recorded this message for you all earlier.
Hi, my name is Elisa Martin, and I'm honored to be the chair of this year's Red Shoe Luncheon. The circumstances around the event have changed, but my heart and passion for RMHC families has not. Today I'm home with my husband Garrett and our 2 young children, Oliver and Stella. Being home has given us time to reflect on just how important being together as a family is. I'm so grateful to be part of an organization that is committed to keeping families together. Today is an opportunity to learn more about the many ways that families of sick children are kept together, the heart of the mission of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas. To our fearless Red Shoe Luncheon Committee, to our virtual table hosts, and to our RMHC board members, if I could ask you to stand, I would. From my home to yours, thank you for your hard work. I want to thank all of our amazing event sponsors who make this continued work possible. Presenting sponsor, RetailMeNot. Mission sponsor, Yakman Asset Management. Amber Carden. Concordia University, Texas. DPR Construction. Heritage Title. JNID Studios. Kendra Scott. McDonald's of Central Texas Owner-Operators. Polkinghorn Group Architects. St. David's Healthcare. Texas Capital Bank, and VCFO. One particular sponsor who's making a big impact today is Kendra Scott. A percentage of all Kendra Scott purchases using a special code will be donated back to RMHC Central Texas. We'll send the code in an email after this event, and we hope you'll get shopping. Along with these generous sponsors, I hope you'll join me in making a gift today to support the critical mission of keeping families together in Central Texas. As you enjoy today's program, you can find a link to make your gift below. And now, I'd like to welcome a few words from our presenting sponsor, RetailMeNot, who has shown incredible support of our chapter over the years. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hello, my name is Kim Reed, and I am SVP and General Manager of RxSaver by RetailMeNot. In case you're not familiar, RxSaver offers prescription saving coupons and can save you up to 80%, so I encourage you to check it out. But today, I'm here to support the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas and the Red Shoes Luncheon. We know that every time we volunteer to cook a meal, write encouraging letters, or update a guest room, just like the one that Carolyn is in today, we are making a difference in the lives of a family who is facing the life-altering challenge of a child in a health crisis. 2 of our values at RetailMeNot are courage and inspiration. And this is one of the reasons why we believe so strongly in the mission of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas. The Ronald McDonald House families are the embodiment of courage, and they inspire us every single day to face our challenges and be our best self. It's my honor today to introduce you to the courageous Greger family and their little Eva Ann, who's a heart warrior. While she was receiving life-saving medical care in the hospital for several months, the family was able to stay right across the street, just steps away, and able to be at her side at a moment's notice if needed. This is the Greger family story.
Having a surgeon go over mortality rates is hard for anybody, and then having them go over mortality rates on a 3-month-old is brutal. December 7th, 2018, we found out at our ultrasound for the gender, and I remember she kept going over the same spot, and all I heard was something's wrong. It's like everything just goes slow motion, like you hear words but you're like not processing what they're saying, you just like are hearing the words. And then he showed us the ultrasound. He said, this is what I'm seeing. You see how this side's really big and there's nothing on this side. He said, that's hyperplastic left. And then we left. We got here 2 weeks earlier than what we had planned because she decided that she was on her own time. So she was born on Easter Sunday, and our life changed forever that day. You think you know what brave is, and then you see a heart child. And then that's like a whole level of braveness that you did not know was humanly possible.
She had to go to the hospital because the other side of her heart, it wasn't like the left side of her heart, so she had to go to the hospital and fix it.
She was 3 months old when she was rushed off. When her heart started failing, 3 out of her 4 limbs were completely clotted in some areas, and one of the clots broke off and she had a stroke. And that's kind of when things started going downhill. Going through statistics of your daughter, and I remember leaving and we were talking, I'm not gonna cry. We were talking about
we had to talk about the negative side of it, like when we were here.
Where we were gonna bury her, what colors people were gonna wear to her funeral. I had to do that call that your daughter's not gonna make it through the night if we don't go into surgery.
But it all worked out. It was definitely a roller coaster, and being here took a lot of stress off of, I don't know, just knowing that she had somewhere to stay right beside her.
There are 3 things when your child is inpatient somewhere that you do not want to think of, and that is where you're gonna sleep, where you're gonna shower, and where you're gonna eat. That's one thing in the whole journey where you're like, I don't have to worry about that.
You meet families too, as long as we lived here, and some of them went through a lot of similar stuff. You know, it's slightly different but similar.
And some are like a whole
make
different
friends
thing.
with them, and like they start coming like family too.
It's a peace of mind that people don't realize what it means to us as a family. Like a peace of mind that you're not having to worry about the basic things that you do on a daily basis at home. And that's phenomenal.
We wouldn't have been able to afford an apartment and a home, you know, like it would have been impossible.
When we added it up, I was here for 155 days in the Ronald McDonald house. It would have been close to $60,000. Mortgages don't care if you're in the hospital. Car payments don't care if you're in the hospital. Kids still have to be kids. They still had to go to school. Like, we're shuffling kids to ball practices.
It was just a day-by-day thing.
Yeah.
You couldn't plan ahead. Every day changed something. You just had to go with it.
Eva Ann had 2 open heart surgeries. So the full 155 days was not only her inpatient, I was here as well.
Hi.
Mama.
It takes money to keep it going, and without people donating, they can't keep this place going like it is.
But y'all don't have to be here. And for y'all to open y'all's doors, and it's like a mom and pop opening their doors for their children at all times. And they don't care what diagnosis you have, what your income is, your race, your gender, like they don't care. You are all welcome to eat and to stay and to play, and we will be forever grateful for that.
Thank you, Courtney and Seth Greger, and your beautiful family for sharing your story with us. We can't wait to see Eva Ann as she grows and thrives, and it's families like yours that remind us every day of how important this work is. The Gregors are one family among thousands with their own unique stories who can stay together each year because of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas. Today, I ask you to surround these families with compassionate care when they need it most. Can you help by providing them with a place to rest and stay strong, with meals to nourish them, and a community of families who can lean on and support each other? We can only do this work with your help. If you have been inspired by what you've learned today, I ask you to make a gift to support families just like the Gregors. And don't forget, Yakman Asset Management has pledged to match your contribution today, dollar for dollar, up to $20,000. Your gift can be made through the link below in our video description. So far, we've made important progress towards our $115,000 goal to help families today. Your gift will support families who stay at Ronald McDonald House and our Ronald McDonald Family Rooms. You will ease the financial and emotional burdens from the loss of a child through our Healing Hearts program. And you will stock the Happy Wheels carts with small comforts as parents stay by their hospitalized child's bedside. And most importantly, your gift today will help families long after this event is over. As you'll see on the online donation form, there are several gift amounts to consider. I hope you'll consider donating $350 in honor of our 35th anniversary. Just like we've done for the past 35 years, you'll be making it possible to keep a family close to their sick child. If you choose to donate $1,000 or more, you'll become a member of our Red Shoes Society, which recognizes our most generous donors, and you'll be invited to private events to learn even more about the impact you're making. Please know we are so grateful for whatever level of support you can provide. And now, I'd like to give you some time to make your online gift, and while you're doing that, I will announce a few more lucky winners of our fabulous red shoes. The first winner right now is Lori Trenesty. Hope I pronounced that right, Lori. Let's see, who's going to be our second winner? Renita Works. Good job. Congrats, Renita. And lastly, for our third winner, we've got Lindsay Stern. Congratulations to all three of you. We're so happy to know that the Gregor family is home safe with Eva Ann during this uncertain time. And we have a special message directly from the Gregor home to yours to share with you right now.
Today, as a Red Shoe Luncheon attendee, you would have been eating delicious food surrounded by your friends. Now that we're all tuning in from our home, the meals planned for the event have been sent to the Ronald McDonald House and are providing 4 meals for the families for the month of April. Speaking from personal experience, I can tell you 100% how much of an impact that this will have for the families who are staying at the Ronald McDonald House at this time. Knowing firsthand how much having meals provided means to families, we decided to share our Miracle's first birthday with the Ronald McDonald House and are having food sent over for her first birthday. When you're sleeping away from home, going through the stress of taking care of a sick child, sometimes the little things like where you're going to eat, shower, and sleep can just become so overwhelming. I stayed at the Ronald McDonald House for 162 days, and knowing that there would be a meal provided for me when I got home from the hospital meant the world to me. It took a sense of stress off that is hard to explain. It was also allowing us to enjoy a meal together as a family of 6 when my husband and my kids came to stay with us. Something that would have not been possible without the help and the donations of meals that are provided their time, their energy, and their resources. And on behalf of myself and the family staying at the Ronald McDonald House at this time, thank you.
Thank you for tuning in today and for giving Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas families the comforts of home. Thank you also to our sponsors, our event committee, our board of directors, the Community Advisory Council, our volunteers and staff. We couldn't do this work without you. And now I'm going to draw the last 4 names for our fabulous red shoes. Okay, so let's see, mix them up. Who's the next winner? We have got Kara Lyons. Congratulations, Kara. Next winner is Rose Zorma. Congratulations, Rose. Let's see. Debbie Holiday. Congrats, Debbie. And then lastly, Mix them up. See who we've got. Brandy Conway, congratulations to our winners. If you haven't had a chance yet, there's still time to make a contribution at the link below. All funds raised directly go towards love, comfort, and peace of mind for families. If you haven't had a chance already, once we can invite guests back in, I encourage you to come visit the Ronald McDonald House or one of our Ronald McDonald family rooms and witness the impact of your generosity. And while we don't have a clear timeline yet, our doors will open soon for visitors, and we hope that you'll come take a tour or cook a meal or help out if you have time. You'll be overwhelmed at how much your kindness makes a difference. In the meantime, I know many of you out there have questions about what's been going on with our families and our operations during this time. A few people sent in some questions, and we also have a chance for you to post questions if you'd like in the comments. And our first question today was submitted by Jane, who is a family room volunteer, and she asks, how are the Ronald McDonald family rooms, and specifically the sleep rooms, being used inside of the hospital at this time? Thank you so much for this question, Jane. Our staff is in constant communication with our hospital partners to make sure that our in-hospital programs, our Ronald McDonald family rooms, as well as our Happy Wheels carts, are being utilized in the best way that's possible for that specific hospital. So some of our hospitals are using the sleep rooms inside our family rooms for patient families. And some of our hospitals have their staff pushing the Happy Wheels cart to distribute comfort items to those families who are staying bedside. And some hospitals have asked, could they use our living rooms inside the family rooms as a staff respite area? And we continue to stay in close communication with our hospital partners. And as soon as it's safe, we look forward to opening these programs back up to have our own staff and our own amazing volunteers be in there helping families. Let's see, the next question is, what precautions are you taking to keep families staying at the Ronald McDonald House safe? Are there any families at the house with coronavirus? Okay, also a good question. There are not any families at the Ronald McDonald House who have been diagnosed with coronavirus. Our families, the 19 families, were already staying here for reasons like premature birth or a cancer diagnosis when coronavirus first arrived in Texas. By March 13th, we had made adjustments to minimize the number of outside volunteers here at the Ronald McDonald House. We suspended volunteers and meal providers to keep our guest families and our volunteers safe. And by the time the shelter-in-place order was put into effect, we had closed the communal spaces in the house to create social distancing. And as of March 21st, Ronald McDonald houses across the world have not been able to accept new families into our houses. And while we know this is very difficult because there are still families who are coming to our hospitals for critical care, we are fortunate to have some nearby hotels who have greatly reduced their rates. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have 19 families here today, and those families are all projected to be with us for quite a while, and we're doing everything we can to keep them safe and healthy. Let's see, the third question is, what can the community volunteers do right now to support the current family staying at the Ronald McDonald House? I love this question because there's so many ways you guys can help us. There are lots of ways you can help us even during this time of shelter in place. Many of you today are giving a financial gift, and that is absolutely critical for our families. They need your support now more than ever. And when you make a donation, you're helping cover the cost of the overnight lodging, food, and other support items for the families while they stay close to their hospitalized child. Another way that volunteers can help is donating a meal for our families. So right now, the way it's working is our meal providers are either ordering food from a restaurant and having it delivered, or they make a contribution so that our staff can do the ordering. And when you provide a meal, it just takes a huge worry away from our families. And lastly, there is another way you can help. You can provide household items and comfort items for our families by ordering from an online retailer like an Amazon. Some of the high need items right now include antibacterial wipes, obviously. Vinyl gloves are a big one, large trash bags, and individually wrapped snacks. Our fourth question is, what is the biggest concern for the Ronald McDonald House Charities families right now? Well, since our founding 35 years ago, the biggest concern our guest families have always had is really the health of their child. Our families come to us because they have a premature baby, or their child needs a complex heart surgery, or their child is a cancer warrior. Those diagnoses in and of themselves are anxiety provoking for our families. Now, add in that layer of fear that comes with coronavirus, and the anxiety levels of our families have skyrocketed. So here at Ronald McDonald House Charities, we were already focused on providing a sterile yet home-like environment for our families and their sick children, and that has not changed one bit. While we have had to make adjustments to what communal living looks like during this crisis, what we've seen is gratitude from our guest families who are just so thankful for the efforts that we make every day to keep them healthy and safe. And we look forward to the day when we can reopen our communal spaces and welcome our volunteers and the community back into the building. But until then, we're going to provide everything possible to the families who are here in the house currently so that they can focus on what's most important, their critically ill or injured child. It's now time to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us today and for your incredible support of our families. And don't forget to go shopping with Kendra Scott with the code GIVEBACK7209, and you have until midnight tonight to turn a percentage of your purchase into a gift for Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas.